The Stratton Mills were built in 1857 by John H. Pearson and Co. and were made for the use of processing flour and cornmeal. The mill was situated on the confluence of the Penacook and Merrimack rivers. During this time, having a mill on a body of water was desirable due to its shipping potential and to harness the current for the operation of its machinery. The business changed owners several times over the years, Barron and Dodge, then to Witcher and Stratton, then finally to Stratton, Maryland Co. In 1902, according to press clippings, it was considered the largest and the best flour manufacturing plant in New England. During its years of prosperity, the mill produced 300 barrels of flour per day and 500 bushels of cornmeal per day. As a cost-cutting measure, the mill constructed its own copper shop, where it constructed barrels for the shipment of its flour. They were a major contributor of employment to the town. Many men and women depended on its success for their livelihoods. Teams of oxen in the early years of production hauled railroad cars to their own spur line on the B&M Railroad and owned multiple locomotives. In 1951, the mill closed its doors for the last time. Sometime later, a leather tannery occupied the space. The former mill building was used as an extension of their main business further up the road. Hides were shipped to the site in salt. Once there, fat and hair was removed before boiling the hides. Local residents recall the pungent stench that spread throughout the town. In its basement, there are still piles of salt, a reminder of the process of manufacturing of leather. As one resident recalls, "You would go down there, and the rats, the size of small dogs, would scurry along the piles of salt." The tannery closed its doors in 1989 and has sit unoccupied ever since. And so it waits, a once proud beacon of this mill town. Through times of recession and prosperity, it sits. Through hurricanes and nor'easters, it still stands. Through the false pretense of resurrection to its destruction in the name of progress, it waits. Today, looking at this building with its crumbling brick and faded paint, it's difficult to see its beauty. The beauty of this building is not in its mortar or its granite, but it's in its memory, the small glimpses into its past, still apparent on its beaten down and weathered facade. Looking at the buildings today, you can almost hear the bustle of people and the machines of industry moving forward in its repetitive iron grunts, while the lonesome call of an iron giant bellows off the banks of the Merrimack.